Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dive into some really fascinating sources and try to pull out the key ideas for you. Now, most of us, when we think about Jesus, we think about saving humanity from sin. That's the story we know, right? But what if I told you our sources point to something, well, way bigger? Something that changes how you see not just Jesus, but maybe everything. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a cosmic view of Jesus' life and mission. In the universe, he's known as Michael of Nebadon. The sources we're using offer this really profound, spiritual, even cosmic angle. They aim to clear up some common misunderstandings. Our goal here, for you, is to see his journey through a fresh lens, one where his purpose wasn't just saving individuals from sin, but evolving an entire local universe, Nebadon. Okay, so to really get this, we need to start with something called the seven Bestowals. These are like seven incarnations of Michael. He's the creator, son of Nebadon, our local universe. And these weren't just random stops. They were crucial steps in his own journey, his education, you could say, culminating, of course, in his life as Jesus of Nazareth.
Absolutely. And the scale here is just immense. It's not just Michael doing this. It's actually a requirement for all 700,000 creator sons across all 7 super universes.
Wow, 700,000.
Yeah. And it takes time, a lot of time, nearly 1 billion years in what the sources call Urantia time, our Earth time.
1 billion years.
It's almost impossible to really wrap your head around. But this whole journey, this immense experience, it was absolutely essential for him to earn his sovereignty, complete sovereignty over his universe, Nebadon. He wasn't just given it. He had to experience creation from the inside out.
Burned through experience, not just bestowed by decree. That's a powerful idea. So walk us through these 7 bestowals. What were they like?
Okay. Think of them as stages of understanding. The first one, the Melchizedek bestowal. Here, Michael acted like a planetary prince, a teacher, learning leadership at that level.
Okay. Foundational stuff.
Exactly. Then the second, the Lananadic bestowal. He served as a celestial ruler, like a system sovereign, dealing with big issues, administration, even things like Lucifer's rebellion in that system happened under that type of administration. He experienced that kind of challenge.
So governance under pressure.
Right. Third was the material son bestowal. He actually took on a form like Adam and Eve, living life as a mortal, dealing with family, community, the whole physical experience.
Literally walking in their shoes. What about the next ones?
Number 4, the supreme seraphim bestowal. He serves as an angel, basically, an executive angel, a guardian, learning about spiritual guidance, the angelic support system from their perspective.
Fascinating, an angelic viewpoint.
Then the 5th, ascending pilgrim bestowal. This is really interesting. He became like one of us, an ascending mortal on a journey toward paradise, on a constellation world, experiencing that spiritual climb firsthand.
So he lived the path he asks us to walk.
In essence, yes. And 6th, the Urantia moral bestowal. This is that transitional state, between purely physical and purely spiritual on a constellation headquarters world, understanding that crucial phase of evolution.
And then number 7.
Number 7, the one we know best, Jesus of Nazareth, the human being born on Earth, Urantia.
So putting it all together, Jesus coming to Earth wasn't just about fixing the sin problem here. It was the final step in this colossal billion-year journey to perfect his own understanding and earn the right to rule his entire universe. It's so much bigger. Okay, so this cosmic perspective, it must change how we look at his birth, right? The traditional Christmas story. What do the sources say?
Yeah, this is a big one. Sources are quite clear. Jesus, or Joshua Joseph, was born naturally, conceived by Joseph and Mary, who were, ordinary people of their time. This really pushes against the common idea of the Immaculate Conception as some kind of non-biological miracle.
So a natural birth. Where was the divine intervention then?
That happened during gestation, early on. Michael, the creator son, inserted his divine personality into that naturally fertilized embryo. The sources call this act of incarnation a profound mystery, a secret of Sonarington, apparently known only to creator sons who go through this. It's how they merge divinity with material form.
A mystery of merging. Okay, so he's born human, but with this divine personality inside. Did he have all his cosmic powers? Could he just, zap things?
No, and that's the incredible part. He deliberately limited himself, voluntarily. He set aside his divine powers to live a genuinely human life, experience everything, the limits, the struggles, the joys from the inside. He actually turned over the day-to-day running of the universe to his associate, Emmanuel, during his time here.
Wow. He put himself entirely into the human experience.
Completely. He grew up as a normal kid. It wasn't until he was around 12, maybe 14, that he started to gradually realize his unique nature, his divine identity. And this awareness grew until his baptism, which is when he fully embraced who he was and what his mission entailed.
That gradual awakening makes sense if the goal was genuine human experience. Okay, you mentioned the universe administration. Our sources talk about seraphim and midway creatures. Can you explain those? How do they fit in?
Sure. They're important parts of the unseen scaffolding, you could say.
Yeah.
Seraphim think guardian angels. But their main job, interestingly, isn't always preventing accidents. It's more about guiding spiritual growth, putting opportunities in our path. They also have administrative roles, executive functions.
Like Michael experienced in his fourth bestowal.
Exactly. He lived that role. He understood their work directly.
Okay, and midway creatures, what are they?
Midway creatures are fascinating. They exist kind of in between,
Mm-hmm.
between the purely spiritual and purely material realms. They act as messengers, intermediaries.
Ah, so how does that connect to Jesus' birth story? The wise men, perhaps?
Precisely. According to these sources, it was midway creatures who announced Jesus' upcoming birth to those Chaldean priests, the ones we call the wise men.
Yeah.
And here's a key point. That announcement by the midway creatures, that was the only supernatural event connected to his actual birth. No magical star guiding them, none of that. Just this specific communication.
So targeted message, not a celestial light show. Who were these wise men, these Chaldean priests?
They weren't just random scholars. They were descendants of a very ancient priesthood line, going way back to Adam and Eve's children. They had kept alive certain spiritual traditions and understandings, often quietly, through the centuries.
An ancient lineage holding on to wisdom.
Yes. And here's a bit of historical irony the sources point out. Later, Jesus himself strongly challenged the established priesthood of his own time. He called them out for being corrupt, for missing the point. He taught that people didn't need priests as intermediaries anymore.
Right, direct access to God.
Exactly. But then you look at history, and many organized religions, like the Catholic Church, brought back complex priestly hierarchies.
Which seems to go directly against what he taught.
The sources definitely frame it that way. A human institution getting layered back on top of a message about direct personal connection with the Father.
Okay, so let's zoom back out. Michael completes these 7 bestowals, this billion-year journey. What's the ultimate result for him, cosmically speaking?
The ultimate result is recognition. Full recognition. He's acknowledged as the undisputed sovereign ruler of his universe, Nebadon. This isn't just an internal promotion, it's confirmed by the Ancients of Days, the rulers of our super-universe, and even by the Universal Father on Paradise.
So, supreme authority finally earned and confirmed.
Yes, he gets full authority, including the power to deal with rebellions instantly, unilaterally. But interestingly, he often chooses not to use that unilateral power for things like ending rebellions. He prefers to delegate those judgments, often back to the Ancients of Days, showing a preference for wisdom and collaborative governance over sheer force.
That says a lot. Power tempered by wisdom. What happened when he got back to Salvington, his universe headquarters?
Well, there was a huge proclamation confirming his sovereignty.
Right.
And he made a really significant request. Normally, divine sons who come from paradise to help out in a local universe would withdraw once the Creator's Son achieves full sovereignty. But Michael asked many of them, very high-level beings like Trinity Teacher Sons, Magisterial Sons, to stay in Nebadon.
Why?
To help with the ongoing administration and evolution of the universe. It created this unique, persistent link between Nebadon and Paradise, ensuring continued cooperation and divine oversight. It was an unusual arrangement.
Okay, this is where my mind really starts to stretch, because this isn't just about Michael getting his diploma, so to speak. His journey has implications for, well, for God, for the nature of divinity itself.
Exactly. It gets really profound here. Michael's bestowals, his experiences, they aren't just personal development. They are integral to the cosmic development of sovereignty itself. And they contribute to the revelation, the unfolding of what the sources call God the Supreme.
God the Supreme. Who is that?
Think of God the Supreme as the evolving deity of experience and finite reality. The future, unified expression of God across all the time-space universes, all 7 super-universes. Michael's journey, his synthesis of experience from the lowest to the highest levels, actually helps build or reveal facets of this supreme being.
So his finite experiences contribute to an evolving aspect of God.
That's a good way to put it. Each bestowal revealed different aspects of divinity within the context of creation, adding to this grand unfolding picture of the Supreme.
And completing the 7 bestowals gave Michael a specific status, right? A sevenfold master son.
Yes, that signifies he fully integrated the divine qualities and perspectives of all 7 master spirits, the primary administrators of the 7 superuniverses. It makes him incredibly versatile and deeply understanding of the total range of created reality.
And this elevates him even further.
It does. It elevates him into something called the Trinity Ultimate,
Yeah.
which is, well, it's complex, but it signifies his deep integration into the core functional realities of the cosmos, involving the Paradise Trinity, the Master Spirits, other Creator Sons, the Ancients of Days. It's about being part of the absolute administrative and spiritual backbone of the Master Universe.
It's almost paradoxical, isn't it?
Totally. His descent from deity down into humanity was simultaneously an ascent from finite limitations toward infinite potential. This journey liberated something called his absonite function. Think of it as a level of reality that bridges the finite and the infinite. He became the living bridge between God and human, embodying that union perfectly.
Okay, let's bring this back down to earth, back to us listening. Why does knowing all this matter? How does this change things for you?
It seems the key takeaway is that Jesus' mission was so much more than just fixing sin on one small planet. That was part of it, absolutely, but woven into this vast cosmic tapestry. The salvation and governance of a whole universe, the evolution of sovereignty, the revelation of God Supreme. It's staggering. It really is.
Okay.
And understanding this context, this bigger picture, it helps correct a lot of, let's say, narrower theological views. It gives you a much richer appreciation for what Jesus taught and why. The sources even talk about rebellion against this divine order, this loving plan, as cosmic insanity.
Cosmic insanity. That's a strong phrase.
It is. It suggests that fighting against this interconnected reality, this flow of divine purpose, is fundamentally self-destructive, like denying gravity. Understanding this foundation helps make sense of everything else, his teachings, his actions, his ultimate purpose. It's the bedrock.
An incredible journey today. We've really only skimmed the surface, haven't we? The depth here is just immense. We hope this deep dive exploring Michael's 7 bestowals and the true cosmic mission of Jesus gives you a new perspective, something to think about regarding divinity, our own purpose, and the nature of reality itself. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. If Michael's journey was about integrating experience from the finite to the infinite and revealing the supreme, what does that say about the inherent value, the cosmic significance of every single finite human experience right here, right now? What role does your experience play in that grand scheme? Something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.